So today is still August 21st, 2026. And you ever had something just bewilder you? You know, the Bible says that we're not fighting against flesh and blood, but against principalities and darkness of the air. I wish I had recorded our conversation, which I didn't. It's amazing how people, especially cops, people they think that they're in authority, will stand and lie in your face. I went up there and talked to, her name is Miss Cat. It's Amanda Troutman's, the Commonwealth attorney. Amanda Troutman's secretary. She took copies of my paperwork that I showed Christina. Yeah, the whole time I'm sitting there showing her all this stuff, and she never said a word. And when I get ready to leave, I said, "What's your name?" And she told me. And that's when I looked at her. I said, "So you're the one who stood in the middle of my daddy's house, and you wrote that false police report. Never flinched, just looked me down and said, well, you must have replaced those windows." Then we got to talking about the photos, because there never was no evidence. That's what was supposed to have been the evidence, was the photos. And she said, "Oh," I said, "Well, I'd love to see those photos myself." I said, "That's what they kept saying they had, but they never surfaced. There was no evidence." I said, "There still isn't." And I said, "I would love to see those photos." She said, "Oh, they're in the archive somewhere." So when I left, and I went upstairs and talked to Miss Cat, secretary of Amanda Troutman's office, I started praying. I said, "Lord, you know, you got to help me," because my head was just swimming. I don't lie, I don't steal. It just makes my head swim to think of people that look you straight in the face and lie. And on the way down the elevator, the Lord told me, said, the reason those photos never surfaced, because it'll show that none of those windows was broken. Yeah, none. And I was talking to her about, the clock and stuff was supposed to be broken. I said I had photos of them carrying that stuff out in November 2023.